a video right now, you are apparently in one of our homes.
Coming from inside the house.
No. Now we are live. We started going live. Thank you, Ed. But yes, we are back. Just to recap, if you're just joining us, Josh got a Bowflex. He's already huge. Jennifer is good. It's super late. Ed, how are things in Indiana?
There's not crazy amounts of snow, just little bits of snow. Nothing too crazy going on. Just excited for curling this Saturday, as I should always be.
As well you should be, absolutely. That's very exciting.
I love me some curling, and yeah.
Oh, very cool.
I'm excited. It's as much fun for you actually doing it than it was just watching it, because, you know, like sometimes people see things.
It doesn't translate. Yeah, you're right.
But it's awesome that you actually love it.
I'm going to be throwing, since I can't afford to go to Halifax in March like I was hoping to, I'm going to be throwing a party for the World's Min Curling Championship. I'm going to be serving poutine and red curry tacos, so if you want to come over.
Nice. March.
Awesome.
March is a busy month, but, you know, hey.
It is that.
Actually...
Yeah, I know. Indiana. Hey, you come for Comic-Con. Comic-Con's like in March in Indianapolis.
Really?
So
you could stay with my cousin.
Oh, that's right. You have a cousin in Indianapolis. Yeah. Totally forgot.
That's okay.
Should I hang out with your cousin? Would you be cool together?
You know, I don't know, Jennifer. Brian and Jamie, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, they're nice people.
They're nice. They have lots. So yes, we are back to discuss A Wedding, the latest episode of Glee, which we are about to do. We got a gazillion voicemails, so let me just give you a little window into what makes the show tick. You know, so we have this phone number, 424-258-GLEE, where you can call and leave a voicemail that if I get my act together, I will play on the show. And every time you leave a voicemail, I set it up, because it's all Google Voice. If you guys ever do Google Voice, I set it up so that I get a text message when I get a voicemail. Now, this used to not be a thing, because every voicemail meant one text message, and we got a couple voicemails. Fun. Hey, look, we got a gleeful text message. How fun is that? So at some point they changed it to where I get a transcription of your voicemail. So if your voicemail is like 3 minutes, which a lot of them are, I get a full transcription, which can cross over like 10 different text messages, so my phone just explodes. And some of y'all call at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and some of y'all call while I'm riding a motorcycle, and some of y'all call when I'm in a meeting, and so my phone has been blowing up. We got more text messages than we've gotten in probably 2 years. So it was pretty hilarious. I had a very buzzy phone.
Yeah, you did.
Very buzzy. But let's go around the room, and we will kick off our conversation of A Wedding. Jennifer, what'd you think of the episode?
You know, I kind of, okay. Definitely more positive this week than last week, which I apologize for, because I promised to be more positive. I liked it. I loved seeing these two couples get together and commit their lives, and I loved seeing some of the old cast come back, and amazed at the people I did see and amazed at the people I didn't see. But to me, it felt more like this should have been the finale for the series and not the fifth to last episode. Because I kind of, at that point, we've sort of already gotten past, like, okay, the 3.0s, we're not going to get much from them, and nobody seems to care if they're actually ready or have enough people to compete and all this stuff. Doesn't matter. So I kind of feel like having 4 more episodes after this sort of takes away the power and the beauty and the specialness of these weddings, this wedding, these marriages.
That's a really interesting point.
I thought this would have been like a perfect final note. Like, it's everything everybody wanted. Like, once again, Sue is so abundantly self-aware, or speaking as the voice of the show, being very self-aware. It's like all of the world wants this to happen. So at least 52% of us. So I liked it. I really liked it. I wish there were a little bit more performances. Wish, there could have been a little bit of that. But my only wish is that it actually was the end of the series.
That makes
Because I
sense.
don't know what they could do to top it.
It'll be interesting to see where we go, because I mean, my interest in seeing like Klaine get married is a lot greater than my interest in seeing Klaine as a married couple, because we aren't going to get a chance to spend enough time with them to really get a sense of what Klaine would be as a married couple. So it was kind of like the course of the story has been leading us up to their marriage, or the course of the story has been leading up to their wedding and not their marriage. I'm certainly not as positive as a lot of the voicemails we're about to listen to, and certainly a lot of the emails that I received. That said, I thought it was a really sweet episode. There was lots of really nice surprises and some cute moments. It was the servicey of fan service.
Yeah.
Like, holy crap. And so in that way, I found it a little pedantic, but also really nice because, hey, I mean, we got Sugar Mata of all random people. We got a Treble Tones name check halfway through. We got to meet Blaine's mom. We got to see Carol do a song. We got to have Bert be Bert for a little while.
The most amazing dad on earth.
We got to see Sam Shall Go Public. I mean, it was just like everything. Like, it was an entire episode just written, crowdsourced from Tumblr. Essentially, this entire episode is one long animated GIF, and so in that way, hey, it definitely did the trick. And as far as how you want to do I'd much rather have both weddings in one episode than an episode per wedding. Like, we have a wedding now and then another wedding at the end of the season would just get kind of silly. But yeah, no, there was a lot of very sweet, very, very nice stuff in this one. So, for me, it's a solid B+. I'm a grumpy old man, but I'm not so grumpy and old that I can't appreciate what it was. Ed, what'd you think of this one?
There were some things I really liked about it, but I'm gonna open with I would totally understand what Jennifer's talking about, as this should be the season finale, but I will disagree from the perspective of this is the closing the book of season 2. And like you begin a story and you close the story, like Blaine was introduced in season 2, and then you have Santana Brittany was serious in season 2. So this is the closing of those. So the finale should be the closing of season 1 storyline, like of essentially it should be the end should be Will, Finn, and Rachel should be the end of season 6 as like to do the bridge the whole gap over.
Well, that makes sense.
So.
Okay.
So this is the closing of season 2, and season 6 was already closed. It's like if there was like closing them outward. But I'm very much happy for Britannia. Like I love them as a couple, but I am quite not okay with Klaine getting married. I'm even trepidatious about them getting back together, but I'm really not okay with them getting married.
It felt a little abrupt. I will say, like, I think it was spoiled for me because Twitter is a sea of hate. But I do think it was spoiled for me before I actually saw the episode. And so it was a little surprising that the episode kicks off with Kurt telling Walter, "I'm gonna go to this wedding with Blaine," and I'm going, did I miss a scene? Like, did I miss a scene where Kurt had a change of heart, or because the last time we saw Klaine together, it was Kurt being like, "Hey, I'm gonna go off to Breadsticks with my old boyfriend, and hope he doesn't kill Amanda Seyfried again." And
wow.
I should totally cut that out because it's a horror. I'm gonna go back and cut that out because that is a spoiler for a show that should not be spoiled for people.
I don't know what you're talking about. If that makes you feel better.
No, that's good. That's good.
That's good. I'm gonna write that down. 11 minutes. I'm gonna cut that part out.
I'll write it down. Don't worry.
But anyway, no, it's so the last time we saw them, it was it was Walter and Kurt. It was Coulter. It was Walter, and then suddenly Klaine is happening again.
Yeah.
It just didn't work. That said, the scene where Kurt ran in and Blaine kissed him in the intro, that was very sweet. I thought that was a nice little moment.
I will say, and I actually counted them off to you. I'm like, okay, so far in the first 15 minutes, I got 2 goosebump moments and a tear. So I'm like, they're doing it right, and yes, they're giving everybody what they want, but I didn't feel like they were doing it in a way that was so untrue to the show that it was like, oh God, okay, fine, here. I think they're just, maybe they're getting there in, more abbreviated or implausible means, but I still think it was really nice. And
yeah, I think it's the abbreviated
really,
is what threw.
Yeah. Oh, it was totally confusing. Yeah, when Kurt said that to Walter, I thought, maybe we missed maybe the DVR cut off the beginning of it or something.
And then by the time we get to the wedding, I'm like, so does everyone know they're back together, or is this some kind of mystery? I couldn't quite tell, how much information there was there. Yeah, that's essentially a ping pong ball. Ed, why were you actually displeased with Klaine?
Because Klaine hasn't proved, as much as they wanted each other, they haven't proven they're a functional couple in my eyes based on what I've seen yet. Again, they proved that all that was established in these past few episodes was that Blaine wants Kurt and Kurt wants Blaine, but that isn't enough. They didn't, they were pretty much essentially were married in New York and it didn't work out. So.
Oh, so we don't know what's changed. It's like the classic Ross and Rachel. Ross and Rachel get together in the last episode of Friends. That's a spoiler, I'm not telling you. So Ross and Rachel get together in the last episode of Friends, but there's nothing to tell you that they're not going to break up immediately after like they did every other time. I understand what you mean.
And there's no reason that Kurt won't find the same issues that he had with Blaine. There's no reason Blaine won't go down a spiral of ethnic cuisine. There's no reason this won't happen again.
There won't be another cronut incident.
Okay, yes, certainly not, because there are no guarantees with any relationship, any marriage. However, I think that what time and distance is given them is a window into what their lives was, without each other, and now they're willing to. My hope is that they're willing to now fight for what's important to them, and not let certain things snowball into something so that it is an issue.
But what about the logistics? Kurt's still living in New York. I'm not sure why Blaine's back, but he quit NYADA, right?
He got kicked out because his grades suffered after they split up.
So it's what's their plan? I don't know.
I'm just, yeah. I mean, what's any of it? How are they all plausibly back there? There is no plausibility for that. But I just know that,
that's funny.
It's like when you are ready to make that commitment, you realize that, losing what you have is worse than any other, annoyance or, quirky trait or just differences. You know what you're willing to fight for now. So I hope that that's what we're supposed to accept, that the point that they've gotten to.
I'm happy for them, and I know this. I'm okay with them going happily ever after. Okay, sorry, Josh, I interrupted you.
Oh no. I was just gonna say, yeah, no, I think that's a really sweet way to look at it. I think that's very genuine. It would be nice to hear one of the characters say something to that regard, because I do see both of your points. I think that Jennifer makes a great justification on why it would work and why we hope it will work as audience members. But I mean, Ed, you're absolutely right. I mean, Glee has always had this issue where, and you see it in TV shows a lot, where a couple gets together and there's really no justification why this time it'll work any better than any of the other times that it didn't. What were you going to say, Ed?
No, I mean, that was pretty much it. I want to believe in Klaine, but Klaine doesn't allow me to believe in Klaine. So it's a problem. It's a problem.
Yeah.
So we also got the Britannia marriage wedding / whatever,
which is not controversial. Everyone loves Britannia.
Yeah, I don't know that anyone doesn't like Britannia. It's the only struggle I have with Britannia is they're almost too annoyingly perfect. It's almost kind of tiresome, to be quite frank, like how annoyingly perfect they are. At what time did Santana start hating Sue? Like, did I miss that in earlier episodes? This kind of like intense hatred that Britannia had for Sue. I couldn't tell. That just felt like,
it was that character trait was transferred from Quinn to Santana when they decided that Diana Agron wasn't good enough for the show or something. like something like that. Something like that happened.
Yeah, that was it. Jennifer pointed that out. Like, of all the people they brought back, they did not bring back Diana Agron for this episode.
It's like, really? You're gonna make Puck dance? Although, the image of Puck dancing with Blaine's sloppy palm was really awesome. Hysterical. So, but it was like, really? Quinn was around for lessons for the 3.0, but not this.
So it's also kind of amazing that they dug up Gina Gershon and gave her one line. A single line in the entire episode went to Gina Gershon. But it was cute that we got to see Blaine's mom.
Yeah, but it's like we've never had any indication, like there's never been any reference to her, so we had no idea what to expect, and then to have somebody as recognizable as Gina Gershon playing this kind of over-the-top character. It's just sort of weird, but still fun.
Now, speaking of the moms, and we can take a listen to I'm So Excited in a minute, but we did get all of the moms to perform Don't Get Excited. We got a huge return of Gloria Estefan, which was awesome, because she's awesome. We got Jennifer Coolidge, Gina Gershon, and Carol, Finn's mom, performing I'm So Excited. I think that actually completes it, that with Carol doing a number, I believe that means every major character has at some point done a number on Glee.
Has Bert?
Bert did the Single Ladies Dance, and that's the close. I mean, that is something.
Oh, okay.
But like, Carol was. I kept realizing that's the only character who hasn't sung a song or at least done some kind of a musical number.
Okay.
I think we've closed it. I think the show has covered all of its bases at this point.
Wow.
But yes, we did get lots of parent stuff. We got more of Brittany's parents, and Brittany being very nervous about the wedding, and kind of superstitious, like she had to see the wedding. I didn't quite understand Brittany's kind of obsession, other than it gave her some kind of like momentary tension at the beginning of the episode, so it wasn't too overwhelmingly perfect. Did you guys find any deeper meaning in Brittany's kind of?
No, you're right. They were like, we don't want to do anything to like make Santana Brittany not seem like a perfect match. So we just need to fake tension.
Yeah,
yes, exactly.
Yeah, but it did also give, it did set up Santana's, most perfect dialogue and profession of love, and why they're perfect together, and why silly superstitions don't apply in this situation, and it was nice. I mean, they don't shy away from reinforcing, how important these people are to each other, and drilling into us that this is going to work, and this is right, and this is special, and that's why nobody has a. That's why everybody's rooting for him.
I will say that I appreciated the name drop that Indiana is more progressive than Ohio. Holla.
Done. Ed, why weren't you there?
Yeah, what's that about?
You should have just showed up in the back.
Northeast Indiana is far away from me.
It is.
Like 3 hours.
Yes.
So, but apparently it's close enough to Lima, Ohio, that you can skip out to set up your barn without telling anyone where you're going or why, and then get back for school the next day, and then return the day after.
Oh,
obviously.
A special guest in the audience. Do you remember who I pointed out?
Oh, yes! Neck Brace Cheerleader was in the audience.
Neck Brace Cheerleader was in the audience.
That was very fun. There were a couple vaguely recognizable people in that audience.
Oh, yeah.
Other than the obvious. Like, it was fun to see Sugar back there. She did not have a line. She was just there.
Yeah. Which is kind of why I felt like, it should be a finale. Oh, but what were you saying, Ed?
But we did say that, or one of us said that Sheldon would be there at the Britannia wedding. Yes.
Yes. Oh, he looked great. It was so funny because when they panned across the audience, I was like, "Who's that guy?" Oh, Sheldon.
My favorite moment in the entire episode, as throwaway and silly as it was Sue dancing with Sheldon.
Yes.
Like there was just
That was
something
so
really
sweet.
like, okay, all right, and then Sue saying that she was obviously like what did she say, like bipolar emotions or something? How she essentially
know
goes
she was-
back and forth. I mean, in the pilot or in the trailer for the next episode, she's crazy Sue again.
Yes.
Like all over the place with that one. We got the final resolution of Santana's Abuela storyline.
Yeah.
Jennifer was ticked off that I kind of called that one from 300 yards away.
Yeah. Wow.
But yeah, I mean, I want to say it was too fit and tidy. It was too fit and tidy, but I don't know. It was just kind of like this episode was so committed to
Well-
creating a perfect situation that I kind of just went with it.
It wasn't so like it wasn't so, seamless and easy as, oh well, I was sitting at home and I just thought I can't let my, favorite granddaughter do
That's
this.
true.
She
She had to be convinced
like
a little.
Sue went there and pointed out, the atrocity and that sort of bigotry and narrow-mindedness, and that opened her eyes and realized that, love is greater and they don't agree on certain things, but that's okay.
Ed, any thoughts on the resolution of Santana's Abuela?
It happened.
Mrs. Abuela. Yes, it happened.
It happened. It happened. It was gonna happen. I'm shocked it took so long. I don't know if it was like a satisfying payoff, but it happened, and I'm glad for Santana, I guess.
Yeah, this is one of those episodes where, since nothing new was created, it was just kind of resolutions of old stuff. There's not that much to say about it other than like it happened. It was nice.
It happened. I mean, it happened.
But we do have some songs to listen to, so let's go ahead and take a listen to one of those. Here's a bit of I'm So Excited. The one thing I will give, there were only four songs in this episode, but they're the most wedding-ish songs ever.
Oh,
You've
heck yeah.
heard all four of these songs at every wedding.
You
since-
should never play Hey Ya at a wedding.
Oh my
Hey Ya's
God,
not.
they played it every wedding.
But Hey Ya's about divorce.
Well, I did not know that. Here's a bit of I'm So Excited, as performed by the Glee Moms and the Treble Tones on the Gleeful podcast.
Give in this time and show me some affection. We're going for those pleasures in the night. I want to love you, feel you, wrap myself around you. I want to squeeze you, please you. I just can't get enough. And if you move real slow, I'll let it go. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control, and I think I like it. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. And I want you. Oh, we shouldn't even think about tomorrow. Sweet memories will last a long, long time. We'll have a good time, baby, don't you worry. And if we're still playing around, boy, that's just fine. Let's get excited. Oh, we just can't hide it. No, 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 no. I'm about to lose control, and I think I like it.
That's I Get Excited, originally recorded by the Pointer Sisters and massacred by Karaoke Nights everywhere till the end of time. I'm so excited. And that was performed by the Glee Moms on the show. We had the return of Ken Jeong in this episode. I don't get what they're trying to do with Ken Jeong.
Well, we're seeing where Brittany gets her quirky, silly Britneyisms.
That
I
is
feel
that
like-
is actually a legitimate thing. that
Thing,
Jen
that's
said.
right.
Yeah.
We made a T-shirt about them. I honestly feel that they just kind of like put Ken Jeong out there, and they're like, "Could you just talk for like 3 minutes? Just say some things." He doesn't seem to really be acting. So yeah, I don't know what. Oh, and then we got. I'm sorry. Then we got Tina. We got a little bit of our Tina in this episode. Tina decided she was going to propose to Mike Chang. Mike Chang, who is back, and wanted to. Every time he moved through a scene, it looked like he wanted to dance. There was something about him. He just was way more comfortable dancing than acting. But we got the return of a little bit of our Tina, but mostly it was the Chang Changs. And Tina proposing to Mike, he said no, and then she agreed to, if they did not get together by the age of 30, marry Arden.
Because 30 is so ridiculously old. I was pissed off
I know.
about that too.
Old maid.
I was like, shut up! I'm not that old. Leave me alone.
Oh no, trust me. My former coworker Damien and I had an agreement at 40 to do that.
That is a more legitimate age than 30,
Yeah.
certainly.
And I think most TV couples actually choose 40 as well. I should probably tell Damien.
Oh, is it that you're
Yeah.
that you're taking? You're taking. Yeah, I mean, it was a weird one. You know, Jennifer, you had the best comment about this plot line where you were like, "Yeah, this is how they want to send Tina off, like unhappy, rejected in her proposal."
Tina's
Very weird.
the Edith of the show.
Oh, Josh doesn't watch Downton, but
That's not a spoiler. That's just
no,
real life.
no, but it is. No, but I'm saying he wouldn't know the reference. However, you're right.
That's
She
the
does have Lady Edith syndrome.
That's the best quote ever, Ed. That's not a spoiler. That's just real life.
Yeah, this has been happening with or without you, Josh.
No, I mean, I don't know. Like, Jennifer, what did you think of Tina's arc?
Once again, it's this like sad, ill-conceived plotline for Tina to get the love and attention that she thinks she deserves, and it just makes us all just kind of shake our head in embarrassment.
I mean, it made me a little uncomfortable, and to think like this is the last time I'm going to see Tina is getting rejected by Mike Chang after a proposal that like no one thinks is a good idea. It was just very odd. I suppose her last moments were very sweet, and if that's the last time I see Tina and or Artie, or at least the last real plot line we get from them, that was, if nothing else, that was a nice little moment to go out on.
It was a very sweet kind of natural moment. And the other thing I do admire, like as implausible as, you know, having her propose to Mike Chang, the fact that he said no, and it was just no, not no, I've got a girlfriend, no, I'm already engaged, no, I'm gay,
no, I'm ridiculously successful at Juilliard and I don't have time for you, basic.
No, I'm only 20 and still in college, duh. Yeah, there was no reasoning other than just no.
No, I'm a celebrity judge on a Asian television dance competition show. Like, I don't know, like he's busy. He's busy.
That's when we
Just
found
like-
out Chang had abs.
Sunshine, Sherry's or whatever.
She's on American Idol Philippines or something.
She's on She's X Factor Philippines judge. I'm like, do you deserve that? He was like,
Oh, she's a judge?
Yeah.
she's a judge. I'm like, I don't know if you should be mentoring anybody, but then I'm being a little too harsh on her.
Your career.
And I guess Ruby
Ed,
Frost.
how did you feel about How did you feel about the Chang Changs and the Artinas in this episode?
I felt isn't Artie still not like, I know he's not dating Kitty, but I thought the door was still open.
Yeah, it seemed like definitely in the last episode they had a bit of a thing.
And then did no one feel to mention that Artie dated Brittany for a little a smidgen there?
Yeah.
There was a time.
There's been a bit of a merry-go-round going on in the dating. This show has a shade of the Melrose Place. There's no question about that.
But think about it. Okay, so at one point Brittany had kissed everybody except for the janitor in the high school.
Yep.
And Santana's definitely. Well, I mean, not so many. It was Puck. Finn.
But now that Principal Figgins was a janitor, has Brittany officially have kissed everyone?
I guess that's a technicality. But Artie, as far as multiple partners, Artie's definitely up there in the rankings.
Yeah, because he's the male that they threw at when they couldn't throw at Finn or Sam anymore. They're like, well, we need another viable character. Well, Artie's available.
He dated Sugar, right?
Oh, maybe, very maybe.
That sounds familiar.
I want to say he dated Sugar.
Can we get some Pisces back before the end in the next 5 episodes? Is that too much to ask? I always like Lacey.
Wow.
I always like Lacey.
Oh, Zyces?
I always liked her. I always liked her. And she just announced, I'm leaving for some reason from the show. And that was the end of her.
So like all of the dismissed and unceremoniously disappeared former Glee Club members should be like on the judging panel and vote new directions.
That'd be amazing.
They're going to be the competition. They're going to be Vocal Adrenaline, the Warblers, the New Directions, and then the New Directions rejects group, and they're gonna destroy everyone.
The Outcasts.
Is it Mario who was from season 1? Like he'll be the head of it because
Matt.
Matt.
But they totally name dropped him in the Hurt Locker. Like they had it visually dropped him. I'm like, oh yes, like that's justice for Mario and or Matt or whatever his name is.
It'll be Matt. It'll be Joe. It'll be the Lucky Charms kid. What's his name?
Rory.
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 Lucky
Zyces.
Charms.
Well, that's the reference I thought.
So right.
And I want Sugar to have I wouldn't mind Sugar leading that. I'd be like, we've come to do justice.
There's gonna be a few other, and I'm sure we can come up with 12 more plausibly than New Direction will come up with their final 12.
Oh, without question. Oh, that's how they're gonna complete the final 12. Is they're gonna be like, here's Rory and Joe and Unique and Ashley and the girl in the wheelchair, no one's name. No one remembers.
Oh yeah, I forgot about her. The girl from Glee Project season 2.
Yeah.
Whatever. Did they never use the Muslim girl from Glee Project season 2?
They did not. Really?
Oh.
Yeah. Something like that.
Yep, and remember Lindsay? She had
Lindsay,
2
that was
shows.
the name I was looking for.
Oh yeah.
She had 2 episodes.
And maybe Sunshine can come back. Oh yeah.
Oh, it'd be great.
Oh my god. Just
I want them to form their own group and just
Glee,
slaughter.
Fox. I realize this will not make you money, but you need to drop the money to bring these people together. I know you will lose money on this, but you're doing it for the sake of art. Art doesn't have a price.
Well, the show wrapped on Saturday. Saturday was its last shooting day, so I think the decision has or has not been made.
Yeah.
Someone stalk all these people on Twitter. Get back to us.
The only other thing I can think of to mention in the episode is we had kind of a sweet moment with Bert and Carol and Sam Scholl, where they Rachel was very nervous about going public with Sam because she was embarrassed or she didn't want to hurt Carol's feelings, and then they had a very sweet moment where they were, maybe we'll go dance, maybe we won't, and they looked over and Bert was like, get your ass out there.
Yeah.
It was a really nice, very honest little
Sweet,
moment.
Unspoken moment. Yeah.
Yeah. And Finn did get mentioned a couple times. They even even Santana threw a little shade at him during her vows, which was interesting. But yeah, all in all, I thought it was sweet.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I think at this point it's more what happened and not who did it. Like, I don't think she's, I don't even think it's about him, but I think it's about it. Well, he was the catalyst for what happened. He wasn't the person who put it on the, put it on the news and put it on the TV and all that stuff. But, I didn't take it. I didn't take it as a pointed jab at him. But yeah.
Well, I mean, as I said before, if someone calling you gay is outing you, then I was outed every day of high school. So I don't consider that outing personally.
Right. It's what other people did with
but
it that was really the hurtful outing.
The show decided that was an outing. But anyway, so we did get a nice couple mentions of Finn in this episode, and that was really nice. And that is, gosh, well, I don't have that much. There's some voicemails. Let's do some voicemails.
Do you want to listen to like one more song?
Yeah, we'll listen to one more song, and then we'll do some voicemails. Let's do some At Last. We played this at our wedding. At Mark and Julie's wedding. Just about every wedding you've ever been to.
Absolutely.
They did At Last. Here's a bit of At Last on the Gleeful podcast.
At last, my love has come along. My lonely days are over, and life is like a song. Yeah.
At last, the skies above are blue. My heart is wrapped up in clover.
Wrapped up in clover, baby.
The night I looked at you.
Oh, hey. Oh, I found a dream.
Oh.
That was At Last. Let's go ahead and take a listen to some voicemails. We got a bunch, so buckle up, kids. Here is well, I don't remember who this is, but this is a person.
Yes, person. I love person.
Ooh.
Hey, Josh, Ted, and Ed. This is listener Dave. Had a few thoughts about the wedding episode tonight. I thought overall it was pretty good. I didn't feel quite as connected as I did during like the whole Bert and Carol thing, but it's been 6 long seasons. Yeah, I also thought it was kind of funny because as someone who lives in Amish country in Indiana, I have been to barn weddings like that, so I thought that was pretty cool. And Puck and Blaine's mom were just killing me. I tell you what.
That was awesome.
Yeah, I'm glad that it kind of seems like we're wrapping up some storylines. I know it's mostly fan service, but you know what? I'm okay with that. And on another note, I just wanted to thank you guys for all the hard work that you've put into your show. And to be honest, if I didn't have this podcast, I probably wouldn't be watching Glee anymore. I'm definitely more sad that you guys are ending than the actual show, and I'll probably end up going back and binge listening to you guys when you're done. So thank you, Josh and Ed, for
don't do that.
I don't know, just being
God.
spark and encouragement. It's been amazing to watch your lives change, and I don't know, I just really enjoyed the podcast and the whole journey that we've all been on through Glee. So thank you.
Well, thank you. That's very nice.
Thank you. I'm gonna get really emotional these next couple of episodes.
Oh, God. It's so sad.
I know.
We did this for 6 years.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy talk. I'm not committed to anything. I didn't even commit to college that long.
Here's another listener in Pennsylvania.
Hi, Josh, Jen, and Ed. It's Beth from Pennsylvania, longtime listener. It's a little after 10 o'clock here on Friday, East Coast time, so episode 8 of season 6, entitled A Wedding, just wrapped up. You guys haven't watched it yet, but that's okay.
No.
I haven't called in a very long time, and I don't think I've ever called in this quickly after an episode, but I kind of wanted to capture what I'm feeling right now. Well, admittedly, as a cleaner, I'm still riding the high that it was to see Kurt and Blaine get married. But, I think later on I'm probably going to have different feelings about the show, so kind of want to just go with my first impressions. Later on I'll probably maybe be a little upset that Kurt and Blaine didn't actually talk about their feelings or the prior missteps they had in the relationship. But
Yeah.
I thought the vows that everyone had, saying that they were a work in progress, was really beautiful. And now I kind of want to renew my vows, not tell my husband where I'm getting it from, and then steal some of what those four crazy kids actually said.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but she was saying, kind of want to renew my vows and not tell my husband. And I was like, you should probably tell him. I think he needs to know that.
No,
Oh,
not where
not
the
tell him where the
sauce.
vows
No,
are
the sauce.
from.
The source came from. Like use the line, but not say where it came
I'm
from.
glad she finished that sentence.
It's a beautiful
an important
sentiment. It really is. I'm glad she reminded us of that.
I mean, I guess I think that maybe with just a few episodes left, there's just not a lot of time for talking. I mean, there wasn't even time for Blaine's mom to actually say her name, which, according to the internet, was Pam Anderson, and that would have just been great to hear, but sadly we missed that. My only hope is that she's going to come back and maybe be dating Puck, and it'll just be, pretty comical from then
Or
on.
Jennifer Tilly.
But I will say,
Rosa
I don't
Berkley.
know that I've laughed or smiled as hard while watching an episode in a really long time. I mean, Ken Jeong and Jennifer Coolidge are gold, and I think they should come back as often as possible. I think Carolyn Burt was great. I have to say I was so moved when Rachel brought up twice, that she didn't want to hurt Carolyn Burt's feelings by being seen with Sam, and I just really never wanted the show to stop honoring Finn's memory. We only have a little bit of time left, but I just think that, obviously the show is so hit or miss in recent seasons, but I think when it does hit, I just feel like I'm overtaken by how much I've loved this show and these characters for so long, so I'm definitely going to miss it. Maybe even Will Schuester. I don't know. I'm not sure. But anyway, and there's only a few episodes left. Fox is saying 4, but I think it's actually 5. We shall see. And I just want to thank you guys for continuing to make the breakdown of this show just as good, if not better, than many of the episodes. So can't wait to hear what you guys thought. So, thanks so much. Bye.
And thank you.
Yeah, that was
That's
really
very
sweet.
nice. Yeah, no, it's you got all your voicemails. I'm like, it's starting to hit me.
Yeah, it's sinking in.
All right, we got a couple. Here's a short one.
Hi guys, it's listener Kate, and my 3-word review for the wedding episode is, wait, what? Why? Thanks.
That's a good newspaper article. That's how you start with that's how you set up a newspaper article, if I recall, from beginning journalism.
I like that it was a 3-word review that was also a 3-sentence review.
Wow. Josh, the word.
Hey, you didn't specify that.
Yeah, no, that's totally valid.
It'd be better if it was a 3-page, 3-word.
I love we'd come up, or I had at some point said people should do 3-word reviews because I thought that would make the voicemails really short.
Inefficient.
But then it became, here's my 3-word review, and here's me explaining my 3 words.
For 3 minutes.
And then it became, here's my 5-word and my 9-word, and I was like, guys, you're adorable. I love you all. Totally missing the point. But no, I mean, now we just have, at this point, hey, I'll play voicemails for an hour.
Yeah.
Because I want everybody to get heard at this point. Here is listener Sammy, I believe.
Hey guys, listener Sammy here. Oh my god. Lee lived up to his name tonight and actually gave me glee. I mean, you know me. I'll find something to complain about in every episode. But I have nothing but love for this episode because that's what this episode gave me. Wow, let's get started. Okay. Sue reuniting Santana with her abuela was just, I was in tears. And it was kind of a genius way to play out both situations. I didn't love how they kind of forced Blaine and Kurt into the whole thing, but man was I happy they agreed to do it, because what's better than a Britannia wedding? A Britannia Claim double wedding, that's what. And we finally see Blaine's mom, and she's a bit of a lush, which makes perfect sense for some reason. And Bert being the one to officiate, not knowing at first that it will be a double wedding, and then when it is and how happy he is, ugh! And the looks on everybody's faces as they realize that Kurt and Blaine are getting married too. Oh, that warms my cold, dead heart. And Carol and Bert looking at Rachel and Sam and giving them the thumbs up just made me cry and cheer. And oh my god, this episode gave me everything I never knew I needed from this show. A+++ review from me. Sure, there are things to nitpick, but why would you on an episode like this? Just take the bad as payment for the good and be happy for it. Oh, I can't wait to hear what you guys thought. Bye.
I mean, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about like my goosebump moments, and it's like I think that's why now I'm afraid for the next 4 episodes because I don't think we're ever going to get a start to finish, feel good episode like this. I mean, like other than a couple of little things, there's not a lot that people can poke holes at. So.
Well, we'll see. I mean, the Glee does tend to do finales well, and so I think that.
Did I remind you?
But what about that graduation
4
episode?
or 5 and.
What?
Sorry. Go ahead.
We've had lots of really nice finales.
I'm not saying there wasn't good ones, but then there's been the track record is not in its favor.
No.
Let's just be.
No,
But I think the finale is going to be the sectional, so there's like double hope.
Exactly.
There is hope for that. But it's like, my first goosebump moment and gasp was when Brittany walked out in her wedding dress because I was like, oh my God, that was so beautiful. And then, when Kurt is running down the street and I'm like, oh my God, he's going to Blaine. I got so excited. And then, tear in my eye with, Santana's abuela, and then like her telling Brittany why bad luck isn't going to befall them, and it was just like, oh yeah, it was so good.
Here's another voicemail.
Hi, Josh, Jen, and Ed. My name's Phoebe, and I'm from Sydney, Australia. I've been listening to your show since about episode 10 or something, so
Wow.
I've been with you a very long time.
Thank you.
So I thought I'd finally call in to talk about a wedding. There were things that I liked and didn't like about this episode. It was great. It was beautiful. The barn that the wedding was in was gorgeous. But as a cleaner, I feel like I've been robbed of a wedding. I haven't waited 5 years for them to get hitched on a whim. I wanted a big, clean wedding, and what we got was clean tacked onto the side of Britannia's wedding. So I was quite disappointed about that. I was almost angry at Tina's proposal. According to Glee, if you're 20 and not married, you're doing something wrong.
Apparently, yeah.
Pretty sure, based on actual events.
Of course, between Arnie and Tina, because apparently if you're not married by 30, then you're never going to find love again. So Arnie
Also
and
true.
marry if they're not married by the time they're 30. But I would like to give a shout out to Mike Chang for being a reasonable adult and saying no to Tina's proposal. We got to meet a lot of parents in this episode. Santana's mum, who knows where Santana's dad was, and Blaine's dad was also missing. We only got to see his mother, who got to sing in the mum choir, which is kind of strange that they managed to pull off the song so well, seeing as a lot of the mums only met for the first time at the beginning of the episode and can't have actually rehearsed together.
Or sewn costumes.
Blaine's mum danced a lot with Puck throughout the night, I noticed, and that actually took me back to his pool cleaning days, which made me think about how much Puck used to be into cougars. And then I thought about how friendly him and Blaine's mum were getting, and oh my God, Puck is going to be Blaine's stepfather. Overall, I liked the nostalgia and happiness the episode brought, and I'm looking forward to hearing your guys' opinions. Okay, bye.
So we have to picture, like, while this wedding is happening in this barn, back in Lima, there's like one bar, and in that bar is like Blaine's dad, and Emma is there.
Walter, apparently.
And Walter is there.
Yeah.
And everyone who did not get invited. Like, apparently a lot of people didn't get a +1.
Brody
And so
is probably
Quinn
there.
yeah, Brody's
Brody's
like,
serving
"Hey,
bar
what's going
there.
on?" Brody's trying to get hooked up. No, it's and they're all just going, "Oh, these damn kids! When are they gonna get lives? Get jobs? Move away? Gosh!" Apparently, you had pointed out that apparently Sue gave Klain a weekend away
to
Provincetown.
I think she said a week in Provincetown, which
a
is
week in Provincetown.
a week. Okay.
And then she gave Britannia a month.
A month
in the Bahamas.
I'm sorry, at the Atlantis Resort on Nassau, in the Bahamas, and that's like a $600 a night resort. Because I know people that have stayed there.
Is that how they're writing them off the show? Like, are we never going to see those 4 characters again?
Oh, because it'll be on extended honeymoons.
Exactly.
Oh, maybe so we'll see Klain in a week, but we'll see
oh, that's
Britannia in 4 weeks.
Yeah, we'll see
because
Britannia.
that's a week and that's a
episode.
month.
Hilarious.
Wow.
Love it. Let's see.
And somehow the random principal of a high school that they used to go to has the ability to cancel their honeymoon plans. I know. That's a joke.
She used to be a television news person.
Oh.
That's how Sue sees it.
Sue sees it.
That's how Sue sees it. Yeah, she does.
So we got a bunch more. Here we go.
Hey, Justin, it's Alexis. I'm calling to give my opinion on this week's episode of Glee. And my review is it was pure fan service, and I loved it. Especially the Britannia stuff. I did have some issues, like, I still think it's way too early for Klain to get married, but it is what it is. It can't be helped. It can't be helped. This total unnecessary plotline was Tina and Artie and Mike. That was like, what the hell was that? But other than that, I love the episode. I think it was super sweet, super well done, and it was a sweet, sweet episode, and I look forward to hearing what you guys thought of it. I'll be listening. Bye.
Thank you.
All right, let's roll into one more.
Hey, Justin, this is Sarah calling from the snowy East Coast. Just watched the episode and thought I would call in with some thoughts. I guess I was a little mixed on this. Like, I felt like it only had the sweetest and best intentions, but was sort of ruined by really bad dialogue, especially between Kurt and Blaine, which is disappointing to me. Like with the scene with Sue when they were trying to decide whether they wouldn't get married and the vows, like, I don't know, I was just kind of cringing throughout, and I generally feel like those two actors are pretty solid in those roles, so it had to be the writing. I don't know. I was like, oh, I really want to like this, but the writing, stop saying these weird things that are making me uncomfortable. I don't know, maybe that was just me. I was looking at Twitter like before I watched the episode, and Darren Criss had tweeted out that he got married on Glee last night, so I don't know, maybe I would have thought differently if I hadn't known and it was going to be a surprise. Not that it really was a surprise, but, you know, I don't know. That was kind of disappointing. I also spent the whole time trying to figure out why Blaine's mom looked so familiar until I looked her up and was like, oh, it's Gina Gershon. Like, okay. But it wasn't all bad. You know, like I said, I was mixed. Like, I was a weird little nice surprise to see Sugar Mata back and Crazy as Ever. That was super fun. I really liked the scene where they were all walking down the aisle to At Last. Like, I thought that was really sweet and perfect. And I really liked Rachel's little look to Kurt. Like, oh, because they're my favorite couple on Glee. And also, you know, just want to say Mike O'Malley makes everything better. Because honestly, like, my favorite moments in the episode were both his, the first one, him saying to Kurt, you know, don't say anything because I'm barely keeping it together. And I also really liked his little nod to Rachel, you know, saying, like, it's okay, go dance with Sam. I thought that was really sweet. So I guess that's it. I don't know. I guess it was never going to live up to expectations. Like, I really, like I said, I really liked the idea of the wedding, and that was, but I don't know, maybe not the best execution. But hopefully I'm in the minority, and everybody else, you know, loved the celebration. Can't wait to hear what you guys think. Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Jessica Frey. I hope I'm not too late to send in a voice call for this past episode.
oh, this episode had me oddly emotional. Oh my god. When
Aw.
Rachel, I loved when, Rachel kind of gave that nod to Finn's mom, like, oh, is it okay if I dance with Sam? Like, that whole thing, I was like, I was crying. It was so sad. And I was kind of wondering, like, how did Santana and Brittany and all them pay for the wedding? And then I saw Sugar Monta. I can't even believe I, like, totally forgot her name. Whatever. I saw her as one of the guests. My theory is she paid for the wedding. That's why she got brought back. And even though we had the whole Tina storyline, I'm happy because I got to see Mike Chang. I love Mike Chang. But so, I mean, I think this episode was pretty good. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad. There's been worse episodes this season, and I can't wait to listen to the podcast. Thank you. Bye.
Didn't Blaine even comment on like where did they get the money?
Yeah, or was it Kurt? One of them made that comment as they were setting up the wedding.
That's what
I mean,
thought.
Sugar. That could have been a deleted Sugar scene,
Yes.
Yeah, but side note, love Jessica Frey. Hey, girl.
Hey, that's so great.
Let's go to Bakersfield.
Hi, Josh, Jen, and Ed. This is Lola. 2 weeks in a row, pretty crazy. I just had to call because I just watched the episode, and I just don't know what that was. Nothing happened. I mean, there aren't any sharks left in the world for the show to jump over at this point. Like, maybe it started jumping other animals. Jump the goat. Because seriously, a wedding, yay, a wedding. We all want a wedding. But, like, not a whole episode's worth. And, like, what the hell's going on with Klain? Like, he's with Walter, then he's not, then they're, like, getting married straight away. Like, in the space of one episode, they have gone from being with other people to being married to each other. And just, like, the new kids were there, but they didn't do anything. Like, no one did anything. Nothing actually happened. Okay, I'm going to try and calm down. I'm going to stop ranting, and I'm going to just wait and see what you guys thought. But I had to share that. It was nice seeing Sugar. It was nice seeing Mike. I think I saw that Cheerio that wears a neck brace. Hey, Blaine has a mom. That's cool. It's a real pity it's not Leah Salong. I can't pronounce that girl's name, Leah Salonga, but oh well. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think I might be out.
Oh, you can't be out. There's only 4 episodes left.
Yeah.
You can't jump ship now.
Yeah, if you're still here.
No.
That is true. Like, as she's saying that, I'm like, I think Glee jumped the shark in like episode 3, and it's just been kind of going like every couple weeks we forget, and then it jumps it again. Like every once in a while, Glee is like, "Hey, bet you didn't think we could go too far." Yeah, we found new places to go too far.
I remember us complaining potentially in season 2 and season 3 that there was like no coherency in Glee, and like. And there's like part of me that would cry for season 2 and 3 coherency. Like I'm like, oh my god, the show made so much more sense back then.
Yeah, we were calling it on all of its continuity errors and drop storylines and.
If only we knew. If only we knew.
Only we knew.
Hey, Josh, Jen, and Ed, and whoever may be joining this week. It's Nicole here in Colorado. I just had to call it in and tell you my thoughts on this episode. I can't lie. I have not been watching the show. I have it recorded. It's on my DVR, and I catch up whenever I can. But this is the first time I've been home in a while to watch it live, and I was glad I did. It was a very good show. Didn't see the wedding coming, but the part that kind of got me all choked up was when Rachel and Sam were dancing, and she saw, Finn's mom from across the room, and I started crying too. I think the whole reason I really stopped watching was after after we lost Finn and Corey Monteith. But it's been an interesting ride. Not my favorite show as it used to be. I used to buy all the music, and that definitely doesn't happen anymore. But I appreciate what you guys have been doing. I still listen to your show weekly and pretend like I know what the hell you guys are talking about, but enjoy your commentary.
That's what I do.
Thanks for everything. I appreciate all of it you've done over the last 6 years. Bye.
Oh, thank you. Man, I can't even imagine if you haven't watched the show, just listening to us talk about it, it's gotta be so bizarre.
I've done that before. I've done that for shows though. But then I broke down and I started watching the show. after a while. It's like you can only listen to Amazing Race Canada podcast for so long before you're like, fine, I'll just watch it.
Okay, but it's like, I mean, and then once you watch it, is it either?
It's better because you have.
Not as bad.
Well, for me, it was better because even though I knew what was happening, I was like, I had watching the first episode, I had all this commentary on these characters that I knew nothing of. That I was like, oh, that's what that person looks like, and that was like, oh, I was like, so it was like.
But like some storylines that we've talked about must just seem like, oh, they're just joking, they're just making that up. There's no way a writer was paid and actors.
If Josh is Hermione Granger. If Josh asked the question, that means it happened on the show. So.
Well, I remember when we used to do American Idol, the podcast about American Idol, and people would say, yeah, I don't watch American Idol, I just listen to your podcast. And at one point I was like, you should send me $1. Because I have to, because in order to do the podcast, I have to watch American Idol.
That's what Patreon's for. I know we missed that whole Patreon bandwagon.
Oh my gosh. That was a long time ago. Or yeah, no, that would be interesting if we were still doing a podcast. But anyway, let's we got 2 more. We're going out to an old pal here.
Hey there, Gleeful. Joey Stevie956 here. I hope I get you guys in time for recording.
You did.
Yeah.
I'm calling in about the wedding episode this week, and I have to say, I really enjoyed this episode. I thought that it moved very, very quickly. Like, it almost could have been 2 episodes, because I feel like it was just like, boom, 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 this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. But, like, I loved it. Like, at the end of the day, I really enjoyed getting to see 2 of my absolute favorite couples on television right now. Basically, get married and everything, although they're really young and probably should not be getting married at that age, but that's okay. I loved the scene with Britannia trying on their wedding dresses. I thought that was just so cute and fun and enjoyable. And all the Britannia, actually, I really liked, surprisingly, because, I mean, I do enjoy Britannia, but they're not exactly my A couple on the show. So, but it was so much fun to see them and see Brittany dealing with her pre-wedding jitters and everything. And it was so much fun to see Bert and Carol again, too. I love Bert and Carol since the beginning. So it was so nice to see them again, and just, they're so much fun. They're so cute together. And it was just really nice to see them. Oh God, I don't even know what to say. I enjoyed it, I had fun, I liked it. And there could have been maybe a little bit more music. And I think there could have been some more music. There could have been a little bit more time devoted to, what the heck was going on in that back room after they got the commercial, when Kurt and Burton were like, should we do it? Should we not do it? Should we do it? Like, I feel like it was definitely a missing moment where I needed to know what the heck was going on. What were they saying to each other that agreed them to find, or that made them want to go up to the altar? Like, I feel like I needed that. So I feel like there was a lot of missing moments, but with the time constraints that they've been given this season, I definitely see why everything moves so quickly. So anyway, I just love the episode, but I can't wait to hear what you guys say. Bye.
Joey's Baby 956's voicemails always make me feel like I too am walking in the snow, and it's super cold outside. Like, just listening to when it's super cold and you can't inhale all the way, and so your voice is a little clipped and you're kind of gasping for breath. Like that voicemail, I'm kind of like, okay, yep, I'm feeling it. I'm getting a chill.
Excitement.
Oh, and excitement. And keep warm. And here is one last one from Arizona.
Hi, Gleeful Podcast. This is listener Hannah calling from Phoenix, Arizona. I'm a long-time listener, but I've never called in before. This being your final season, I really wanted to call in, and I thought, what better episode than this one? Definitely didn't want to wait for the last episode. I feel like that would have been too much pressure, but really excited to call in and talk to you guys about a wedding. A little bit of my history with Glee, so I've been with it from the very beginning. At times kind of lagging, but always catching up on everything before the next season. I started listening to your podcast after the 4th season. It was kind of fun because I had just gotten back from my Disney college program, and Ed was just going to Orlando for his, so that was kind of a nice connection. It started listening during the 4th season, and at the end of that, I actually took the summer to rewatch Glee from the beginning, and while I would then listen to all your old podcasts as I watched the old episodes. So I feel like I've been with you guys right there from the beginning. As far as this episode goes, it was pretty much the ultimate in fan service. Things have just kind of gone off the rails, but I have to say, as someone that loves Glee, it really kind of, hit home for me emotionally. There were definitely a few tears there when Bert was conducting the ceremony, which I couldn't think of a better possible way for this all to go down. Really, really enjoyed how they mentioned Finn. For me, pretty much ever since Corey Monteith's passing, every time they don't mention Finn, it just seems like a huge glaring omission to me. I realize that probably the audience doesn't want to be bummed out every week by them bringing it up, but to me, just watching Glee, I'm always going to be reminded of that. So I really, really liked that Rachel kind of brought that up and her concerns with Carol and Bert. Another thing that I thought was kind of weird was that Diana Agron wasn't there. I know she's been missing from a lot of key episodes, like The Quarterback, for instance, but I thought this was another really weird one that she wasn't there. Another thing I liked about this episode, I thought was cute how they kind of wrapped up Artie and Tina. I think it's pretty obvious that we're never going to hear from those characters ever again, and I think it was nice that they gave them that little scene. Honestly, they haven't been treated very well over the years, so I thought that was nice. The whole thing with Blaine and Kurt was absolutely insane, but I think we all knew it was going to happen. I personally am not a huge Blaine fan. I'm a huge Darren Criss fan. Don't really like Chris Colfer. But I love Darren Criss. I think his voice is beautiful. I think.
Oh, you got cut off. Oh. Well, thank you very much for calling, and it's nice to hear from you.
Thanks for sticking out with us for.
Yeah.
I feel like I should almost apologize to you, but thanks for listening. That's a lot of Josh, Jen, and Ed. And Diana Agron was not available because I don't think you understand how much time it takes to platinum her hair. So platinum.
And she's been in a lot of tanning booths lately. But well, it's okay. It's okay. This has been a hard journey for everybody involved. But I mean, I don't feel like we should apologize to listeners as much as the show should at times.
Well, I know, but I mean, I could not imagine listening to all, even in the summer, listening to all of Gleeful and all of Glee and be like, oh my god.
We tried to keep it interesting.
Yeah, we do.
We do that.
So the other day I was at work and I was talking to the guy at the next desk over, and he goes, so are you still watching Glee? And I said, yeah. And he goes, I've seen an episode of that. And I said, oh, cool. He says, how's it ending? And I was like, well, it's pretty much just fan service on fan service. Like if you want a little Britannia, they got some Britannia. You ship some Klain, you got some Klain. At the end, it's kind of like number after number, and then a couple hits here and there. And he looks at me and goes, I don't understand anything you just said. I'm like, yeah. You figured.
It's okay. We forgive you.
Yeah. So that's about it for me. Jennifer, you got anything else?
No, I just I'm excited to see the upcoming performance shows, because I think that's something we've really kind of been missing. But and I just hope that the finale has as much joy and fun send-off as this episode was.
I do too. Ed, any final thoughts?
Thanks everyone for listening, and it was like so. The episode was good. I don't know where else this show can go, but we're obviously down for the ride. It's like we're like going down the roller coaster. Like there's just nothing. There's nothing you can do. You just have to stay on the ride. Keep your hands and feet in the vehicle at all time. Don't lose a finger in Space Mountain. The usual.
Even in this season, this is the first episode that really feels like the end. Like this episode is definitely okay. Like we're winding down. Like the sub is in the harbor, and there's a Lost reference.
Oh. Sorry. I was still on a roller coaster. My hands are still up.
No, put them down. Don't lose a finger. I told you.
They teach you that at Disney, Ed.
Careful. If you'd like to weigh in on anything we said tonight, you can email us at gleefulpodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter at gleefulpodcast. I'm at Josh Burnell. She's at Jenny B. Creative. He's at Edward Giordano, and you can find us on the Facebooks. Just search for Gleeful Podcast, and you can talk to us there. We should be recording sometime next week to talk about the next episode entitled "A Child Star." I was going to look up possibly a smooth-voiced New Jerseyan to join us. So I'll see if I can make that happen. But for the Gleeful Podcast with Josh, Jen, and Ed, I'm Josh.
I'm Jen.
I'm Ed, and my pre-season Survivor prediction for this year, as it starts Wednesday, is Shireen, and you can look back and laugh at this prediction if I'm wrong.
I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, I'm going to laugh now.
Yeah, I'm going to laugh
Sorry,
now.
Ed.
Yeah.
That's okay. It's probably going to be wrong. I mean, 2 females, 2 seasons in a row winning, that's pretty, not going to happen. But, oh, well, whatever. I can hope.
All right, good night, everybody.
Good night.
# wage equality.
Our day will come.
You should do the Trouble Tones Adele mashup right now.
Right now.
If you pull it up.
Well, it is super late for us, so I'm.
You already canceled it. You cancel. Oh, you stopped the recording. Just kidding.
I stopped the recording.
Just kidding. That didn't happen.
We will talk soon. I'm not sure where Jennifer's going to be next Sunday, but
I'm
back?
going to be at a spa in Ojai, and then Sunday we're going to a play.
Okay.
I'm okay with Saturday recording if it's early or late.
I'll still be in a spa.
Oh, Saturday too?
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay, well then Monday this time? Is that...
Monday the 2nd, do we have anything going on?
I don't think so. Oh, I'm going to stop the podcast.
Okay. I'm cool with Monday.
All right, if you're one of the 2 crazy people listening to us live, how cool is that? We will talk to you later. Adios.